that it's all like coming together now.
Training, business,
Setting new goals and like really going inwards.
the week before we are flying out to Seoul with our Soul Sisters team.
Let's go.
Welcome to a new video. This week we are having a lot of exciting things coming up because this is the last intense training week before we are flying out to Seoul with our Soul Sisters team and trying to qualify for the World Championships. Also business-wise and LinkedIn related, we have some cool discovery calls coming up with some leaders in the fitness industry. So I would also like to use this to show you live insights about what's going through their heads in terms of why should I use LinkedIn. But also I will have a personal branding workshop for HYROX coming up. So I will give you some little bit of insights about the topics that we go through and why also especially LinkedIn and corporate influencing could be something interesting for your company. So if you want to know all about this in terms of training, in terms of my week, vlogging along, I know this is the most interesting part, and of course some new LinkedIn insights, definitely watch this video and let's jump in. So I actually kicked off my Monday morning, it's Monday right now, with getting up early, and then I got some coffee and breakfast, went back home and got some client work done. And in this specific case, let me tell you already some LinkedIn insights. It's about one client that is expanding basically his job right now, if you can say it like this. I don't want to share too much, that's like confidential. And instead of saying like, oh, this is really cool, like I have this new role, right? We are slowly building our way up to the announcement so that people basically understand his journey and like following along the process of, oh, okay, that actually makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So for example, today's posting I prepared for him this week is more a touch on, okay, this is what we are trying to do in this region and I actually would need your help. So please let me know in the comments if you're living in this region, because it's a really regional based business. I have questions for you that might help me. So also utilizing LinkedIn for proper market research, that by the time we actually announce, hey, this is going to happen, people heard about it a couple of times, right? So that makes the selling process so much easier, but also like just the aspect of storytelling and getting people to where they need to be in order to then maybe like sell, give information, whatever the call to action might be. So this is always a great tool of, yeah, taking people along. So I was working on this morning. So what I wanted to say here, what you can already take out this video, basically documenting what you're doing right now, and then have always in mind people need a couple of touch points in order to get where you want them to be, right? So this is exactly what we're working on right now with this specific case. I will hit the gym now. It's a compromised leg session today. Lots of erg work and running, I guess, under fatigue. Great. So I'll just prepare my electrolytes here and then I'm heading off to the gym.
So here we are at the gym right now. Actually, it's being under construction, at least one part of it. You can see it here a little bit. It's called Obsidian Fitness Studio, and this is going to be the first ever completely HYROX training club, just specifically for HYROX in Bali. So if you ever come here, definitely check it out. By the time you might watch this, I think it's now October 26, 25. By the end of this year we'll be probably done. So if you come here next year in 26, then definitely come and train here with us. It's great. Right now actually just the studio part upstairs is open. So you see here, proper HYROX training club. And this is the gym. Oh, that's a great welcome. It's already Wednesday and time is flying this week. I had a great workout week so far. Yesterday we had like 2 intense sessions, some intervals, some strength.
Monday was a compromised running that you've seen. Yeah, so lots of good stuff. And today I actually have two really important and exciting things that I want to also touch on LinkedIn related. First of all, I have a call now with a potential new client. I spoke to him over like 5 months ago the first time, and back then we already knew, oh okay, this might be something that becomes relevant in the future. It wasn't that day because there were some internal things that it wasn't just the time yet. But his brand is also like involved into fitness, sport, and also like HYROX. So that's super exciting because I followed up with him over the last 5 months. This is also an important reminder for everyone reaching out to clients. Don't forget about them, right? Like make sure you have them on your radar and like keep following up with them. And it was actually really cool because I remember one message he sent me saying, oh, I definitely know who to reach out to when it's about time. And last week he booked another call. So I was like, okay, great. You know, like that worked. Like first content, he built trust over time. I had follow-ups with him. And now in like half an hour, we're going to speak again and see where we at, where we could heat together into 2026 in terms of his LinkedIn marketing. But I just wanted to touch on this about LinkedIn and having a strong business network that also like helps you, you know, elevate with your obviously business. And a good way of keeping track of everything is actually a CRM that you could use in Notion. Like you could use proper tools, proper CRM tools. I use an extension that's called People to Notion. That's really handy. You can download it in your Chrome browser and then you can basically add people to your Notion in a CRM and you have all the information there. You can make notes, you can send reminders, you can do everything basically. So this is what I do to be reminded, get reminded of following up with leads. That's it. Second one, I am going to host a workshop now for HYROX C-Level, and I also wanted to touch on this a little bit because there is so much potential, not just only obviously for business owners, but also for companies, and also by making their employers visible on LinkedIn. Let me give you 2 examples maybe here. I mean, it depends on the department. I would also say it makes a difference, right? But if we look at partnerships, yeah, if we look at partnerships that your brand maybe want to have with different brand or collaboration, sponsorships, whatever it is, if your employee in that field is visible on LinkedIn, obviously it makes it easier for the counterpart to reach out and be connected. Also, by teaching your employees how to utilize LinkedIn, it probably makes their job easier if they want to reach out to someone. On LinkedIn, it's a great opportunity to also be able to find people through the search bar by just, for example, typing in partnerships and brand. So by doing that, you can also filter for people and type in the specific company you want to find. So within like a minute, you get like a full list of names of people working there in that specific field that you're searching for. That's amazing, right? So it not just only like helps your people like working faster, but it also makes their job easier, and it's just an overall better brand awareness that you can create by making them visible as well. Same goes, for example, for HR, right? If your HR department is super active, people get a great understanding how it is to work for your company, work with like your colleagues, with the team. Obviously, I, as an employee, feel more welcomed and like more interested in working with you if I get a glimpse of, oh, this is how it could feel. This is super exciting. Like I want to apply that, right? So also thinking about, okay, how do you get the A players? How do you get great talents that you can hire? Well, if you show some of the behind the scenes and of the company culture and all this through your employees working already there, I think that's a really great way to go. These are just like 2 examples and 2 things that I will touch on today with HYROX as well. Yeah, we are building this now, and really excited to be part of this and to be able to help out with all my knowledge here. So that's really, really cool. And it's actually 8 p.m. by the time I host that workshop. So you also see it's not always, you know, the best working hours if you work remotely, if you work with different time zones, but that's totally fine. That's a rare occasion, and like I'm definitely willing to take that on. So yeah, excited for that. That will be number 2. I already did that kind of workshop once before, so that should be all good, all excited, and I'll jump in my first call now.
That was a really nice and successful call. Had a really great chat and like such a human personal level. That was really exciting. And important reminder for everyone watching this interested in LinkedIn, he actually said in a call that he followed my content over the last 5 months, because we had the first call like 5 months ago, and he never really engaged with it, right? So always knowing that the people are watching you, right? People listening, people seeing your stuff, but maybe they're not engaging all the time. And this is the hard part of having the trust and faith in a long-term game of personal branding, that the compound effect at some point definitely pays off. And also now, really important reminder, always make a follow-up call. He was super excited. It all sounded good. He knows the investment. It's all clear. He understood the whole concept of my work. He was really excited, didn't have any questions. It was all good to go. So we have another call in 2 weeks, because he just like internally, gets the funds for it. And then I guess we're ready to go. So exciting. That was successful. And now I'm like in this really hyped up energy to go into that workshop with HYROX. So that was really good, well needed, because 8 p.m. is going to be tough, but we get there. Yay! Also, you might seen that little whiteboard here. We are only 10 days out in terms of our race in Seoul, and if you haven't followed my Instagram content, and especially the Project Seoul series, I want to send you straight away to Instagram now, and make sure you also follow me there. And follow the Project Seoul series, because that's actually really exciting, super cool, and it's going to be a really fun trip. And of course I will also make a video about that. Also, I definitely don't take this for granted at all. Like, I've just been switched like through this whole fitness industry, and like changing and repositioning myself, and that it's all like coming together now. It feels like, honestly, like so aligned with everything. I know this is like maybe also kind of this buzzword, it feels aligned, but it truly does. I feel like so seen, and I'm slowly arriving in that industry, and I'm so curious and also like super excited to move all this forward and see where we are at in like 6 months or even a year.
Good morning, it's 6 a.m. I'm about to head out to do a threshold session. But now first, I got to do some running. Let's go. Thank you. The last 2 days actually been a bit tough. I started to feel some symbols and getting a bit like sickish, so I didn't overdo it yesterday. I took a full-on rest day. I just like literally laid on the couch and in bed all day, because I didn't want to like risk anything, and I already feel a little bit better. I still feel a little bit under the weather, but not too bad. So I'm not sick, this is not where we're heading to, because there is no time for that. We race in like literally 1 week. So yeah, it's all good, staying positive here. And I would just actually head out now and go for a date with myself in order to reflect on the upcoming month. It's the 1st of November right now, and I just want to set a tone for like the month. I always like to do this little journal session. I bought a new journal today, actually. I will show you. It is called The Goal Planner, and this is literally like the, I think, 4th book I have, like the same one over and over again. I just really like the way how everything's structured here. And what I always do is I sit down every weekend to kind of reflect on the week, and then when it's a new month, I also do a reflection of the new month, and setting new goals and like really going inwards. And that really helps me also, not just with all my HYROX training and big goals, but also obviously with like business stuff. So I will go on a date with myself now, have a matcha. I recently discovered matcha for myself and never really been into that, but here we are. And I will just close this video here by saying that you should be on LinkedIn. I think I repeat myself, but I really hope also that you like this kind of new format where I always like give a little bit more insights and hints. I will extend this in a format where I'm actually also sharing screen recordings every now and then. So if you want to know more about HYROX training, but also building a business in personal branding and LinkedIn marketing, then this channel is definitely for you. I know I have to say now, please follow, like, and subscribe and do all the things that you say in the end. So better do that. And I hope I see you in the next one. Wish me luck in Seoul. The next video you will see will be about Seoul and hopefully qualified for the HYROX World Championships.